sleeping. The Bible says in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 5. Please show me there. Verse 5. The Bible says the evening and the morning were the first day. Now verse 8. The Bible says the evening and the morning were the second day. You will now see in verse 13. The evening and the morning were the third day. You will see verse 19. The evening and the morning were the fourth day. You will see verse 23. The evening and the morning were the fifth day. Verse 31. The evening and the morning were the sixth day. You will never read in the Bible that the morning and the evening. You will read the evening and the morning. Productivity starts at night. Implementation is in the daytime. While men were sleeping, transactions were going on. A little sleep, a little slumber. So shall poverty attack you like an armed man. So God was productive at night. God was walking. He will remove his kaftan and wear his jeans, his Timberland boots, fold it up and begin to set all the firmaments, every single thing in place. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8. The Bible says that a day before the Lord is as 1,000 years. A day before the Lord is as 1,000 years. So when you hear a day, it's actually 1,000 years. And if he did it for 6 days, take it from me, like 6,000 years, day and night, God was working. So when you come and tell me that you want to go and live after 3 months, I know there's something wrong with your medulla oblongata. Genesis chapter 2 verse 2. The Bible says, and God rested after he has finished. You are not permitted to rest until you have finished. Because in life there is a cycle. Between the ages of 0 to 6 are foundation, are innocent years. A child of 5 years or 6 years old go run naked for road up and down. Nobody said that. You don't care. Once you get to 7 to 12 years old, it's a foundation year. You begin to learn how to speak your language, begin to communicate, begin to speak English, begin to do anything. Understand the money of your business. When you make money, it is not to buy a new car. It is poor people that spend their money. Rich people invest it. Buy assets. Let your asset generate income for you. It is the money that you generate that you can use to spend. Am I talking to you? Because all of you have money. All of you have money. You have money, 10,000, 20,000. What you do with that money makes money for you. It's not for you to carry. The difference between a rich man and a poor man is not how much money they have, but what they do with the money they have. 30,000 naira, a poor man will go to the market, buy yam, buy beans, buy egg, buy plantain, buy everything, take it to the house. A rich man will not do that. A rich man will carry 15,000 naira, buy plantain, buy beans, buy whatever it is to do. Then the remainder, he has a complimentary card. He will go to a hotel, the rooftop, and go and sit down there, buy coke, chop groundnut. Anybody says, it's a privilege. I love your shoes, collect complimentary card, then come back and walk on that car. Whenever you want to take decisions in your life, there are people that pull you down. You need to leave them alone because your friends determine your values. Your values determine your decisions. Your decisions determine your actions, and your actions determine your results. If your results are wrong, check your actions. If your actions are not the best, check your decisions. If your decisions are not working, check your values. If your values are not the best, check your friends. If you want to change your future, change your friends. Your friends do not only include the people you talk to, they include the books you read, the pages you research online, your mother that you listen to, your father. Those are your friends. The people that influence you are your friends. So I decided to look for new friends. I'm not listening to Okebe Super. I'm not listening to news. I'm not listening to any other thing. I need things that will change my mind. Look at yourself. You dress like your friends. You all look alike. So if I look at your dressing, I know your friends. I will shake your table because I need you to survive. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Why am I saying get ready? Take, for instance, that you have this number of children were born in 2018. This number of children will be born in 2019. The number of children that will be added to our population in 2 years will be 16,814,090 children. Are we ready for all the challenges? Now, if you don't get ready for the next phase, your own season will be gone. So robots are coming. Robots are taking over. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. How ready are you for the disruption? How ready are you to develop yourself? Don't take things for granted. 16 million children are added in 2 years. How many will be added in the next few years alone in Nigeria?
All right.
Get ready.
Wow,
The robots are coming.
powerful one. I mean, one of the things I love about Ubon King is that his words have a way of setting fire in my soul, right? And there's a popular saying that says life is not measured by duration, life is measured by donation. Life is not measured by duration, life is measured by donation. And one of the things I'm grateful for Ubon King is how he has donated himself into the lives of many. Friends, if you're on this show, can we just make an ovation? Can we just celebrate the man Ubon King? The man Ubon King. Can we just go ahead, drop it in the chat box, drop in emojis. Let's just celebrate this man Ubon King for a life well lived. One of the things I know is that spirits don't die. Ubon King might be dead physically, but his spirit lives on. His spirit lives on inside of me. His spirit lives on inside of us. Today's special hangout is a very strategic one. Is a program that has been designed to inspire a new adventure in your life. It is a program that has been designed to facilitate a change in your perspective. One of the videos that Ubon King was showing, he was talking about the future, what is going to happen in the future, and now we can prepare ourselves and position ourselves to see it in the energy of times. What should you know about the future? There's an extreme end of people saying that we are planning for the future. There's also an extreme end of people saying that, I don't have to plan for the future. I have to live my life every day, right? There are two extremes, right? The first one looks so far into the future that it forgets the realities and the participation of what to do in the present, right? Tomorrow is a God's idea that God has designed to keep hope active, to keep optimism active. The past is present. Yesterday is the past, right? Tomorrow is the future. Today is the critical platform that you have, right? And one of the things I know about the future is that the future is not a place you are going. The future is a place you are growing. Again, the future is not a place you are going. The future is a place you are growing by the things that you do today, right? By the things that you pay attention today, right? Everything about Ubon King Ubon King lived every day intentional about how he's mapping out his future. And that's why I believe that today's program is going to inspire you guys. Today's program is going to open your eyes to see how that you can participate, in the critical, your critical environment, to see how that you can shape yourself to becoming someone who will be valuable, someone who will be useful for the society. Don't forget, the theme is how your value can impact the society. We are not talking about nuisance value here. We are talking about value that can affect lives, value that can affect generations, value that the society will be grateful for. And one of the things I know on how you can take over, on how you can take ownership of your future is capacity. Someone type capacity. Capacity is important because in the future, if you are not loaded, you are not needed. Somebody get that. In the future, if you are not loaded, you are not needed. So there is a body of responsibility that needs to come upon every one of us to build capacity to actualize everything that we aspire to achieve. Everything that we aspire to achieve. I remember one of the exciting stories I love about Ubon King is how he set a target for himself. He set a target for himself, 100 million. I want to make 100 million. Everywhere he posted it in his room. He posted it. He did a mental mapping so that his mind will be fully concentrated on that vision, on that goal he wants to achieve. There was so much capacity he had to build to achieve it. There was so much capacity he had to build to achieve it. Another interesting thing that you need to know when we talk about future is a vision. A vision. You need to have a vision for your life. Many people are living, but they are not. Many people are existing, but they are not living. You need a vision that compels discipline. That compels discipline on you. You know, when Ubunki was saying 100 million, 100 million, 100 million, he was seeing it every day. He was seeing it every day. He was seeing it every day. And guess what? Because he has seen it, it became a reality. You look like what you look at. Someone didn't get that. You look like what you look at. Because he was seeing it, he was envisioning it. It didn't take long before it came to pass. Ubon King will say, when the target is set, direction appears. When the target is set, direction appears. Guys, one of the things I want you to take home, a lot of speakers, I mean, Mr. Makidia is someone I respect, Mama, Mommy King, you know, someone I respect so much, Mr. Bolaji, Dikachi Pauline, these guys are going to share ideas that is going to disrupt you. They are going to share thoughts that is going to take you from a position that you are to the position that you want to be. I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention. Take every word in and decide to own the narrative of your future. Guys, what is about to eat us is a value bomb. What is about to eat us is a value bomb. I believe so much in the speakers that are coming to charge us. Let's pay attention so that we can change our life. I'm going to end with this story. Ubon King, one of the stories Ubon King used to share. Two people came to meet Ubon King and said they want to know whether they will be successful in life or not. They came to meet him. They want to confirm whether they will be successful in life or not. And Ubon King said, there's a way. I'm going to show you. He said, I mean, they came to meet a fortune teller. They came to meet a fortune teller. Two people came to meet a fortune teller to describe whether they will be successful in life or not. The fortune teller now said, okay, I'm going to show you a way. He said, here there is black hole, here there is white hole, and there is an ant in the middle of the hole. In the middle of the black hole and the white hole, there is an ant there. He says, if this ant goes to this black hole, you will not be successful. But if this ant goes to this white hole, you'll be successful. The first person came, the ant came. The ant was going to the white hole, the ant turned back and went to the black hole. That one shouted. He said, my life is destroyed. I am Miti Baje. He went. The second person came. The ant was going to the white hole. Then suddenly again, the ant turned back and it was going to the black hole. The guy saw and picked the ant and put the ant into the white hole. He was asked, why did you do that? He said, I cannot watch and allow my destiny to spoil. The idea of this story is that whether you be successful or not lies in your hands. Guys, it has been given to us tonight to create our narrative. Let's make sure we do that. Thank you so much.
It's an exciting night already. And I believe that we have all been charged up. Thank you so much, Fabian George, for that. It was really a charge. It wasn't just an admonition. It wasn't just a speech. It wasn't just an opening speech. So if you agree with me that that was a fire charge, can you put fire in the comment section? Let's keep the comment section burning, because what is in for us tonight, it's just what we haven't seen before. And so I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I am more than elated to be here and to be the host of tonight's virtual hangout in commemoration of the June 12th, 2024. And our theme for tonight, who is ready? You are not ready. Who is ready for me? Our theme for tonight is the future is now. The future is now, raising everyday leaders to impact their world in career and employability. And we have four major speakers who will be speaking to us tonight, even as we proceed. So I want us to get ourselves prepared. As we are now Can we send out this link to our WhatsApp status, to our Facebook stories, to our Insta stories? Send this link out as we are speaking. Send it out, send it out, send it out. Don't wait for you to be told. Don't wait for you to be told. This, whatever that is going to happen tonight, I can tell you that it is something that will definitely benefit you and whoever that is around you. One of the major things I usually do, because even when Dr. King was alive or was on this realm, there's something I usually do because I know the kind of circle I want to create. I don't always keep things to myself. I share it. I make sure that they drink from the same well of knowledge. So if you are here in this room, can you share the link to your friend? Share the link to 5 people, invite them, bring them in. They are ready. We are ready. We are ready. Bring them in. As soon as you do that, send "we are ready" in the comment section. Say "we are ready" in the comment section, because what is gonna hit us tonight? Oh my goodness. What is gonna hit us tonight, even with this opening charge? If you miss the opening charge, I don't know again, no. But I want to tell us something. As we are here, I want us to get our hearts prepared, because what is about, I want to say it in a kind of way, but let me just say what is about to hit you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We just to keep us in context, the future is now. Just like our opening charge said, it is not tomorrow. It is not even a destination. It is where you are growing into. So, my dear, as you are here, just go ahead, keep sharing, keep sharing. I see more people are joining us. Just keep sharing the link and make sure that people join us. The future is now. So get ready to be inspired, to be educated, to connect with everything that will be said. And as we proceed, I believe, and I want to say this, that I am so excited to be part of this foundation, because it has been of amazing impact to my life. And so my name is Dikachi Paulin, and I will be your host for tonight. And so just before we commence, our first speaker for tonight, I can't see our comments. Our comments coming. Keep it coming, because one thing that's is going to be a marvelous, is going to be a phenomenal, it's going to be an extraordinary night tonight. So we will be welcoming our first speaker, by name Mr. David Akinwale. But before we do that, I'm going to read his profile. This speaker, oh my goodness. Let me start with Mr. David Akinwale. So David Akinwale is a personal leadership trainer and learning and development executive and HR journalist. His purpose is to equip people, and he's committed to equipping individuals with knowledge and resources required to become visionary, self-actualized, and productive. David is the lead trainer at the Alpha Global Leadership Academy, and he has successfully trained over 1,000 people in more than 20 countries across Africa and beyond. His immense contribution to youth and community development has earned him numerous accolades, including the Young Leader Rising Star Award in 2019, among others. As a facilitator and speaker, David has been featured in various seminars and training sessions across tertiary institutions, religious organizations, Captain TV Lagos, Okin FM radio station, and several other communities, both virtually and physically. He is also a brand ambassador for the Urban King Foundation, an organization directors for Coronet 48, an organization based in South Africa that aims to promote the success stories of African entrepreneurs and startup owners who are doing exceptionally well and rewriting Africa's stories for the world to see our uniqueness. David is passionate about raising men, women, and youth, but spiritually, in integrity, character, enlightenment, and success. He firmly believes in the power of living one's best life and inspires others to do the same. With his exceptional and unwavering commitment to leadership development, David Akinwale is undoubtedly a global standard for personal leadership and youth development. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Mr. David Akinwale. A round of applause in the comment section, please. Let's put a fire in the comment section. Welcome, Mr.
All right.
David.
Okay, thank you, Dikachi Pauline. Thank you so much, and thank you to the Uboking Foundation for this opportunity. Now, we are talking about the future is now, and of course, the future is now. So, when it comes to the aspect of a career and employability, the likes of Dangote, the likes of other career professionals that we celebrate today, they are going to pass on the baton to us. And in fact, we have to learn the skill that will make us employable, and also we can climb the career ladder. See, there's something you must understand. Your job does not pay you for your knowledge. Your job pays you for what you do with the knowledge. I hope you got that. Your job does not pay you for your knowledge. Your job pays you for what you do with the knowledge. And let me take you back to the beginning. In the beginning, I'm a faith Bible person, so I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, where you notice the word ordination and appointed. It means employability. What I'm trying to say is, whatever career that you are going to pursue, it must be a purpose-driven career that aligns with your value, a career that aligns with your principle. So anything you have to do, it has to be purpose-driven, because once it is God that aligns you in that purpose, you will not struggle. Another thing you need to know is that you do not work at the level of your earning. Instead, you work at the level of your expectation, because your company that you're working with now will meet your value, or another company will calling you. So you must understand that for you to be a leader, you need to be someone that is technical. You have technical skills. There are soft skills that you have, so that you can climb the career ladder. Now, there are three major leadership in the corporate world. I had the fourth one, so I'm making it four. The first one is tactical leadership. The second one is operational leadership. The other one is strategic leadership, and the last one is personal leadership. All these four levels of leadership, they are what you're going to experience in your career so far. The one that is more fundamental for everybody is the personal leadership. Why did I come to personal leadership? What is your character? What are the soft skills that you have developed for yourself? You know, when it comes to leadership, because we are talking about leaders, raising leaders every day, for the future is now. Now, you have to be a person of value. You have to be a person that has communication. You must know how to carry everybody along. See, if you focus too much on technical skills, you're not going to they will not make you a leader of your team or something. So I'm not saying you should run after leadership position. I'm telling you that for you to be well positioned for that future, you need to embrace both the technical skill and the soft skills. So another thing you need to note is this: you must be curious, a curious mindset. Now, when you see something, you need to ask yourself, what can I do to make this thing more effective? What can I do to make this thing better? Is there other way to be effective? No, so that means that you have to be proactive in your thinking. You have to be creative in your thinking. You have to embrace emotional intelligence. So be proactive. Don't be someone that they have to run after you to do something. Be proactive. Think 10 times ahead of your line manager, of the supervisor, of the CEO. See, the value that you are adding to that company in your career, it is for you. It is to help the company, and it also stays with you. Another thing you need to understand is this: for you to climb the ladder of career, right? For you to be that person of value in that field you find yourself, you must learn sales, you must learn strategy, you must learn management for you to stay on top. Now, I mentioned these three things because if you want to climb the ladder of leadership in your career, all these three things you must know: it sales, strategy, and management. You must know these three things because it will help you to stay on the ladder of your career. You see something, when it comes to career, it must be purpose driven, like I said earlier on. What are the things don't follow the trend. You see, God did not want you to struggle in your purpose. God did not create you to begin to move from one place to another. No. I can understand you want to transit from one career to another, but you must be purpose driven. Now the question boils to them, what is my goal? What am I trying to achieve? Because there are people who will come after you that you have to mentor, that you have to train, that you have to impart. There are people I've run to for career advice before. Before I run to them, I see that they are person of value. They have passed that journey before. They can encourage me. They can give me that charge that I need. So you have to be someone that is what? A person of value. You know. So the other thing you need to know is that all the potential for your growth, all the potential for your transformation, everything you need for your transformation is within you. So you must be ready to tune in and contend for transformation. You must be ready to embrace learning. You see, learning and development, it is something you cannot joke with when it comes to your career. Because for you to be employable, and now let me say this, it is no longer a labor market. It is now a skill economy. I'm going to repeat that again. It is no longer a labor market. We are now in a skill economy. So you need to get that thing to your subconscious mind. Like you need to maybe write that in somewhere in your house or somewhere, because we are looking at what kind of skill can you have. What kind of thing can you contribute? They will look at you. See, when you see job description, they write the requirement. They're asking you, which kind of skill do you have that align with what we need? Because companies are looking for what will increase their revenue. They're looking for staff, for leaders that's going to bring innovation, creativity into their role. You see that? So for whatever you need to grow, whatever potential you need to develop in that your career is within you, but you need to tap into it. You need to set yourself on motion and go for trainings and join online communities. Volunteer to serve in any industry that you find yourself. Only through that way you're going to meet people and you're going to connect with people, because you know what? If at all you want to grow, if at all you want that future right now in your career, you must be a person of value. It is non-negotiable. It is non-negotiable. You must be in community. You cannot grow alone. You have to associate yourself with people of like-mindedness. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was just profound. I must tell you, that was just profound, because in what we call today's economy, I can tell you one thing. Being in the career section, or being for some years being in career, I can tell you that whatever that has been said tonight applies. One of the major things, in fact, when he talked about all the skills that you're supposed to have and the kind of leadership, when he mentioned the tactical leadership, operational leadership, strategic leadership, and the personal leadership, one of the major things that just came to my mind immediately he said that was personal leadership. Because recently I've been undergoing some personal leadership training for myself. It comes to that point where even as a leader, you need to lead yourself. If you do not control, if you're not able to control even your emotions, having that emotional intelligence, I can tell you, you can lose it at some point. But one of the major things that we must understand, especially when it comes to career and employability, is that we have there are ladders to climb. But in climbing that ladders, you need to have the technical skills and the soft skills. Of a truth, we want to say big thank you to Mr. David. Still stay, because we will have lots and lots of questions. So everyone, if you have questions, do well to put them in the comment section, and we will definitely get back to you. Thank you so much, Mr. David. We are so grateful for this. It was brief, it was straight to the point, it was concise, it was just compacted in one. This was supposed to be a kind of elongated seminar, but see how he just compressed everything in one. And I must tell you one more thing: being a volunteer has been one exceptional, in fact, it has made so much contribution to my life. I will talk about that later. So we'll just move straight and right into our next speaker, of which I will be reading his profile immediately. And who is our next speaker? Our next speaker is Pastor Bolaji, and I will be reading his profile immediately. Ambassador Bolaji Babalola is an ambassador of the Urban King Foundation. He's a trained business analyst and capacity development strategist at Six Sense Consulting, a business and capacity building company. He coordinates 6 platforms for human development, including LB360, a leadership and business 360, startup conference, Lead for Students, Lead Pro, Leadpreneur, and Purple, a mentoring platform for tertiary students. Through this platform, he has trained and raised over 10,000 students in Abeokuta and other Southwest campuses. Bolaji is an international conference speaker and host of various business and leadership mentoring programs, including Friday Night Business School, PLP, a 30-day business and personal leadership mentoring program, 14-day MBA trainings, which attracted over 600 participants from African countries. Corpus Acceleration Program. His firm, Six Sense Consulting, designed this program to support co-members and graduating students. He is married to Olubanke and has 2 children, April and Zoe. Babalola. If you are here with me, can you put a round of applause in the comment section? Can we do that quickly to welcome Ambassador Babalola? So good to see you, sir. So good
Same
to see
here.
you.
Same here.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, Dikachi.
Welcome,
Good
sir.
to be
You can
here.
have the floor now.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I followed Ambassador David on his presentation. That's so amazing. And I actually took a couple of things, wrote them down because there are things you hear and you realize that you've not even heard them. You need to hear them again and again and again. All right. Good evening to all our viewers, our audience tonight. I count it a great privilege to be here. And I want to say thank you to the Bonking Foundation and to Dr. Mrs. Ambassador Ivy King herself. Thank you so much for having me here. All right, I have a few minutes and I will just be talking about business. My discussion tonight will be centered around business. And let me start by saying it's my belief that every man should have a business, right? I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but I'm going to balance it. I'll explain it. Everyone should have a business. I'm not saying everyone should run a business, right? You might not run a business, but everyone should have a business. It's very important to that. Now, why I said that is because what's the simplest form to define business? Business is solving problem and getting paid for it. Solving problem, getting paid for it. Another way to define business is value exchange, value trade. That's just what business is. I give you value and I expect value in return, right? What fraud is? Fraud means I gave you value, you promised to give me value in return, and you didn't do exactly as you promised. That's fraud. That's not business. But business means I give you value, we exchange value. And sometimes it might not just necessarily be money in exchange. You could give service for product or for something else, But business basically is solving problems and getting paid for it. So if I mean every man should have a business, what I'm saying is every man should be solving a problem, right? That's very important. We need to note that. Now, the other thing I want to say here is people I've been studying business. I'm a business analyst and I've been paying attention to business for over a decade right now, trying to get 1 or 2 things to learn about this. And I've never seen a successful enterprise without a great leader, without a leader. So it takes leadership for businesses to thrive. I've never seen a business that succeeds without at least a leader. I've never seen. So this is a point. When you get into a new location, you get into a school, you get into anywhere, you get to a new location, and you find there are certain problems in that location. There are certain problems, and you have 2 choices. You've got to make one out of the choice. out of the choices. One is to blend with the people that have been living there, that have seen that problem for 10, 20, 15 years and never created a solution. Or you decide to live apart and decide to create solution to that problem. But most times what people do is they get to a new location and they start complaining like every other person complains. Hey, there's no water here. Hey, traffic is bad here. Hey, there's no transportation. We have to trek hours before we get a cab or a bike or something. They complain about housing, they complain about light, they complain about water, they complain about school, education, about everything. See, those people, they have no leader. That's why they've had that problem for so long. Nobody's about to change it. But if you get there and you think the same way, you experience the same thing. But if you think differently, then you can create a business out of that. I used to tell people that problems are everywhere and everybody has one. Listen, problems are everywhere and everybody has one, at least one. So if problems are everywhere, that means business opportunities are everywhere. Because business, like I said, is problem solving and getting paid for it. And the truth is, most of us, we are solving problems every day. We are not just getting paid for it. I mean, you understand what I mean? All right, so let me go ahead. Now, if you can create solution for that problem, that the solution you made solved your own problem, that means there are hundreds of people or 1,000 more that have the same problem, which means that solution that you found that worked for you can work for those 1,000. Package it. That is your product, right? So everybody can start business. And some people tell me, I don't know what business to start. All right, this is how to know what the business to do. Number one is you make difficult things easy. Look for things that are difficult and help people make it easy. People will pay you. And the sad part is a lot of people do not know what they are doing is difficult. They do not know they are exerting too much energy, not knowing until they find another means and you show them and they taste it and they feel like, oh my God, so all these things, all these days we've been doing this, we could have it like this. I mean, they will pay you for it. Make difficult things easy. Number two is make old things new. Look for old things, look for things that people feel like it's old, we can't do things like this any longer, then make them new. Create a new way to do the old things. Number three is, let me quickly give you four because of time. And I want to help people start business. I want to help people, I want to open their mind to starting business. Now, you can help people save time. This is going to help you. That's number one. Look at, let me look for an instance. I know women used to go to salon for several years ago and they sit there for 10 hours doing million braids. I know our women will connect with this. You're there for several hours to just make hair. And that hair, you've got to carry it for 3 months because you know how many hours it took you to make it. And all of a sudden, boom, the wig came. So I can wear my million braids in wig in a minute and I can go out and come back and put it off in a minute. I don't have to carry it for 3 months. I don't have to sit at the salon for 10 hours, right? So help people save time. When you see that people spend 6 hours on so, look for how you can help them reduce the time they spend on those things. Number two is help them save money. You can help people save money. If you see that people spend so much on some certain things, maybe they spend $30 on a particular thing, and you found a way where they can spend $10. I mean, don't you think they will leave that and come for you? So look for ways people can, for instance, look at the fintechs we have today. We are all used to transferring funds and we get paid 50 naira for transferring some certain amount. You get paid 26 naira for transferring some certain amount. And all of a sudden, all these fintechs showed up and here we go. You can transfer fund with 0 naira, right? So help people save money. That's the irony of it. You help them save money and they pay you money for helping them save money. Is that not beautiful? Number three is help people save energy and effort. People do not like being stressed. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes being stressed. So once you find ways you can make things easier for people, that everybody likes comfort, right? Why do we get all these gadgets? Is it not so that things can be easier? I was wondering one time how we survived not having phones several years ago, and we travel from school going home not knowing if our parents have traveled. If we meet them at home, we just go home like that. How did we survive all that, right? And number four is help people save relationships. So help them save time, help them save money, help them save energy, help them save relationships. Look at all the thriving businesses around us. These are the things they are doing. They are probably saving time, probably saving money, and the best ones are those saving all these four things, right? So it's very, very important that you note all these things, right? So it's let me give an instance and I'll be how. Because a lot of people have problem penetrating the market. So let me use some instances. Many of us here would know when start times, the multi-choice came and gave us DSTV, right? And not everybody could afford that. Not everybody could afford DSTV. So the baseline of the market was neglected. Quite a lot of people have to do with NTA, OGTV, BCOS, and all this LTV and everything. Then start times came to reach out to the baseline, right? So immediately start times came, they came with lower prices where people can actually afford. Then DSTV thought, oh, let's do GoTV. And DSTV came with GoTV. And all of a sudden, after a year or a year and a half, they knocked start times out of the market. Let's use Cowbell as an instance. Cowbell also came because Peak Milk was only reaching out to the top echelon of the market. There were a lot of people that couldn't afford milk, right? So Cowbell came, painted everywhere blue. Cowbell, our milk, we all know all those periods, and they could reach out to the base of the market. Then Peak Milk felt that base is larger, we can take it as well. And they came with sachet milk. So the issue then was not who can afford milk anymore, because now people can afford milk. It's the type of milk you can buy. So people left Cowbell again and went to, I'm driving somewhere, and went to Peak Milk. Now there was Peak Milk, there was Coast Milk, all those periods. Then Peak Milk started doing 3 crowns. Peak Milk was reaching out to some class, then they started doing 3 crowns to reach out to another class. You can see that the same company, different product, different pricing. Now Toyota was doing Toyota, and they wanted to reach out to the US market. And Toyota, their goal, their mission was for everyone to be able to afford their car. And when they went into the US, they weren't selling because they were competing with Cadillac, Ford, Chevrolet, BMW, Benz, and all that. And people want class. People do not want a car that is common and everywhere. So they decided, okay, let's do Lexus. And they did Lexus. Lexus is simply luxury export to the US, LEXUS. So Lexus, luxury export to the US. So they created that, and they could reach out to the high class and to the lower class. I'm saying this to someone who has a business there. Because a lady reached out to me a couple of months ago, and she was like, our product is becoming expensive because of the market. And I said to her, do not stop doing what you're doing. Just create a smaller package, giving people option. People love options. So I'm telling this because I won't be able to teach so much about pricing. But here, listen, whatever it is you're selling, make sure you create options so that you can reach out to the base, you can reach out to the top line in your market. Just make sure that you've got options and you are solving problems. That's very, very important. Because of time, I will have to stop here. We can't finish teaching business in one day. That's definitely what we all know. All right, Dikachi, thank you for having me tonight.
I can tell you, we can keep going on and on and on and on talking about business. And I can tell you, Ambassador Bolaji, as much as I've heard this before, but it came in a new light tonight. And that is, everyone should be, in fact, every man should be a problem solver. And the truth is, problems are everywhere. Problems are everywhere. And if you must be a problem solver, you are also a business person. If you solve a problem to make an income, you're already a business. And so one of my major take homes is every man should be a problem solver. That made me to start thinking of different things. I already have something running, but it enhances your capacity. It expands your capacity to begin to think. There are problems. There are people that are going through this. There are people that are going through different things. How can I solve those problems? The major things that he also mentioned is making difficult things easy for people, make all things new, help people save time, help people save money, help people save effort, and help people save relationships. We can go on and on and on and on talking about business, and he almost wanted to dive into pricing, but we will leave that for another day. So thank you so much, Ambassador Bolaji. We are so grateful that you were able to just compound this into just 10 minutes, and we are so excited. So thank you for dropping all the comments in the comment section. Whatever you've learned, whatever you're taking home, drop it in the comment section so that as soon as people join in, and also this is the time, go ahead and share the link to our YouTube session to all your social media handles. Can you do that quickly? Just click on the share button, share to your WhatsApp, share to your 5 friends, share to everyone. Immediately you do that, come back and give us a high five in the comment section. Come back and give us a high five in the comment section. Go ahead and share to your friends and your family, because we are about to step into the new dimension. Okay. All right. So if you are with me in the comment section, do well to let me know. Let me see your comments. They are so amazing. And I can tell you that the next that we're about to step into, oh my goodness. Ooh! All right. So with that, we want to welcome our delectable, exceptional, phenomenal. Oh my goodness. Let me read his profile so that we can all get to understand who we are talking about. Ambassador and leader in the Uber King Foundation. As a renowned leadership coach, brand strategist, and social entrepreneurs developer, Mark has empowered numerous individuals and organizations to achieve exceptional performance. His impressive credentials include publishing the premier Pan-African magazine, African Future Leadership Magazine, convening one of Nigeria's largest leadership conferences and award ceremonies, the Future Leadership Conference and Awards, establishing the Second Chance Care Foundation, an NGO dedicated to prisoner rehabilitation and reformation. Mark's outstanding work has been recognized with numerous awards, including the Roycon Impact Award 2019, Southwest Nigeria Outstanding Leadership Award, the Honorary African Peace Award 2021, the Rainbow Entrepreneurship Award, celebrating the Unseen IOC Nigeria Award 2019, African Leadership and Entrepreneurship Award 2022,
No noise.
Custodian of Faith Award 2023. He has also been featured in various publications, including Business Day, The Guardian, Times Watch, Naira Diary, and more. As a certified chartered strategic manager and fellow of the Institute of Corporate and Public Administrators of Nigeria, Mark's expertise spans across leadership, governance, growth, and collaborative development, making him a highly sought-after speaker and thought leader in his field. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause in the comment section, can we make welcome Ambassador Dr. Mark Idiahi. Welcome. Let's make welcome. Because this is a good time. So good to see you, sir. So good to see you.
The pleasure is all mine. Hello. It's a beautiful, I'm so happy to be here this evening. And I want to thank the first two speakers, Ambassador David and Ambassador Bolaji. Very insightful. I got blessed listening to both of you. And I also want to use the opportunity to thank Ambassador Dr. Ivy Oyemekeng. A couple of days ago on my birthday, in response to her message, I actually said that she's the leader of leaders. Thank you so very much for putting this together, for making it happen. Very briefly, I'll be talking to you about youth participation in politics. Firstly, I need you to understand that power is not given. Power has to be taken. And I want that to sink in, because we have a generation of young people that somehow have become very lethargic when it comes to politics and governance, for the obvious fact that the myth, politics is dirty. And I've had this to say in response to that, that politics itself is not dirty. It is people that bring their wrong ideology, philosophy, ambitions that are not people-centric to politics that makes it dirty. I have some thoughts I want to be able to pinpoint here and emphasize on very quickly. First of all, we now have in Nigeria what I would love to call political epidemic, where we are caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. And this is trying to choose from the lesser of the two evil. Each time we are at that place where we need to make a decision on who governs us, who become our leader, who become our president. And a couple of days ago, I had a very heated conversation with a friend of mine when I said to him that our leader, be it a president, the governor, the senator, the member of the House of Representatives, or whatever position in leadership in politics that they occupy, they are simply a reflection of us as a people. Now, he didn't want to accept that because looking at the people that we have there, he said, no, this cannot possibly be my reflection. But you know what? That is what happened in a society where people have to sell out because poverty has been weaponized to use as a tool of oppression by the politicians. We are at a point in the history of this country where we no longer need politicians in leadership. We now need leaders in politics. Now, I want that to sink. The dynamics of that is that we've come to a place now where young people have to see that, when I mean young people, let's define who a young person is. When I talk about young person here, I'm basically not looking at the chronological phase and age, because you can be 40 and be old. You can be 20 and be old. We must not forget about the not too young to run. And we had people that became governors. Recently, one of them was declared wanted by EFCC. That is not a full and beautiful representation of a youth, if you ask me. But when we talk about youth, we are looking at a collective of dynamic people who are vibrant, because the word young or youth is synonymous with vision, purpose, and principle. So we no longer need career politicians, as it were, but we need people with vision, purpose, and principles. You know, I speak from a place of passion because about 8 years ago, we started what has become a flagship program, the Future Leadership Conference. And what inspired that in the first place was to galvanize and create a platform where we can have a conversation on politics, leadership, and governance. And someone asked me a few weeks ago, because we are making plans for the next edition, that he said, are you not tired yet? Do you think that there's going to be any hope? Because prior to the last election, we had what we call voters' apathy, where young people or Nigerians didn't want to vote. A lot of people didn't want to believe in the system that we could ever actually come together and make a decision, collective decision, to elect someone who can represent us. But we saw what happened. People came out en masse. And you know what eventually panned out? Because a lot of people are not happy with the outcome and the judiciary and the rest of them. But we know we can't give up. We can't give up on that. We have a choice to make as a people. We have a choice to make as a people. So as young people, we need to understand that we have to be armed to the teeth. We have to be ready. Because you see, just because we are young does not mean that we are qualified. No, like the man that I referenced. I don't want to mention his name, but you all know him when I mentioned the scenario, what happened, and how that he was declared wanted. So age is not synonymous with maturity and responsibility. It takes character, it takes principle, it takes vision, it takes purpose, and that is why the training is required. We have to be able to elect people, the best among us, that can represent us, people who have been tried, that have a track record, pedigree and track record of what? Good governance, leadership. Please understand that leadership, when we talk about leadership, let's look at personal leadership. Because one of the goals, one of the objectives for Future Leadership Conference is to facilitate personal transformation, because I believe so strongly that it's only transform people that can transform the society. So whatever change that we seek, whatever change that we have vision for a nation, for our community, for our society, we have to embody that change. It has to be something that we embody. In other words, the question, it comes to this: what am I doing right now? Because everyone, we all sense to have opportunity to carry out our responsibility as leaders, as a student in school, as a staff in the office, as a husband, as a wife. What are you doing? The other day, I encountered someone who was oppressing someone in a little office. He was given a responsibility to cater to a group of people, and he was I mean, the way he bullied people. Then I called him aside and said, I want to believe that you have had reason to point fingers at the president and the politicians. And I said, look at your own office. This space that you occupy, this is your Nigeria. This is your nation. This is your field of influence. Just imagine how you have had to bully people and oppress people. But you see, because everybody wants to be in that exalted position as a president, as a governor, as a whatever, maybe member of the House of Rep, member of the House of Assembly, before we can say, okay, we've had the opportunity. We already have the opportunity today, because we can only become what we're already becoming now. So what are you doing with the opportunity that you have? As young people, we have to have the hunger. As young people, we have to be fed up with the system. Another thing I want to talk to you about quickly is how that politics is the game of the money bag. Let me say that again. Politics in Nigeria has appeared to be the game of the money bag. So how do young people who truly have the right aspiration, the right character, they have the vision and the principle, how do they, with all the financing and all the financial responsibility and all that is required, how can they truly get to that point where they can, use money to do what they have to do to campaign? Because whether you like it or not, you're not going to, no matter how germane or how altruistic, how ambitious, how inspirational you are, as someone that aspires for a leadership position or a political position, you need money. Money is important in this equation. So how can we do it? Then I said, because I was having a conversation yesterday in a place where I was invited. Then I said, as young people, have you thought of the possibility of us rallying around with our resources together to actually vote, campaign, canvass for vote for a particular candidate that we have tried, that we have identified, that can represent us? We should never underestimate our collective will as a people. Together we can do so much. The reason why there has been this what I mentioned earlier, being lethargic, this attitude of people just saying, well, whatever will be, and let's just keep on going and hoping that someday we are going to get it right. That is not going to get us to the so-called Eldorado. That's not going to get us to the place, the lofty pinnacle as a nation that we desire. We have to be decisive. We have to come together as a people and say, we have had it. Let's make a change. Let's come together as a people and select. Let's participate in the process. We can't afford to be on the grandstand and be indifferent. Because you see, the worst enemy of evil, the worst enemy of good rather, is not evil. The worst enemy of evil is indifference. Sitting on the fence, just hoping that somehow, someday, the change that we desire will be dropped on our lap. Like I said, power is not given. It has to be taken. As young people, we have to truly be passionate about the change and the transformation that we desire and be involved in the process, participate in the process. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Dr. Mark Idahi. It's an exciting thing to know that we have great people who are still speaking the loud voice of good leadership, even in our nation, Nigeria. And I can tell you one thing, people that are with us tonight, just like you said, power is not given, it is taken. And Another thing I got out from this session is our leaders are a reflection of the people, and that is just true. As much as many of us want to deny it, as much as many people want to say, no, it's not me, it cannot be me. In that your little circle, what are you doing different to be that leader that you desire to see? And I can tell you that a leader has vision, a leader has purpose, and a leader has to be passionate. And I thank you for that last one that you said about the worst enemy of good is indifference. If you're not doing anything, it means you are concurring with what is going on. It means you are concurring. It means you are saying yes to whatever thing that is going on. And I think it is time for each and every one of us, even in our circles, wherever you find yourself. You don't even need a platform. Wherever you find yourself, you are actually a leader. And in that little space that you are in, whatever you do there, you are actually reflecting what is going on there. So I want to say a big thank you to Ambassador Dr. Maki Dahi. Thank you so much for that awesome session. We still have some questions, maybe one or two questions, but that will be later on. Thank you so much for that session. So people, I hope you are all here with me. I hope you are here with me, because this is, we can actually make a masterclass out of this. If you agree with me, put it up in the comment section. We can make a masterclass out of this, because a lot of not just nuggets that are being dropped. These are practical things that we see on a day-to-day basis. And I can tell you, this is something that each and every one of us can learn from. So if you have shared before, go ahead and share. And just before we go to the last session, to the very last session, we'll be taking a little video. We'll be taking a little video from our technical team for this event. Remember, we are focused, and the theme is the future is now. The future is now. And you can tell one thing, we've talked about career and employability, we've talked about business, and we've talked about politics. Now, we are going to go into one of the main things. In fact, I would call it the root of all these things, because every one of us, we come from a family. We come from a family. We come from a place. We come from a community. And so, one of the bigger things that we must all learn is that even as we climb the ladder of leadership as youths, we must also ensure that even our roots are no longer the way they used to be. Someone said something before, and I think he said, when after 30, after you're 30, you are no longer from a background. You are now the background. It's no longer from my background. However, whatever that happened in your background has a way to affect. So even if you as a person, even if you as a youth who is listening to us tonight, even if there are things that happened in your background, I can tell you tonight, you are now the background. Just take it from me. You are now the background. So everything lies in your hands, and however you handle it, that is how it's going to turn out. So with that, we are going to our very next session, which is the last session before we go into the question and answer session that we have tonight. And
Get ready. Why am I saying get ready? Take, for instance, that you have this number of children were born in 2018. This number of children will be born in 2019. The number of children that will be added to our population in 2 years will be 16,814,090 children. Are we ready for all the challenges? Now, if you don't get ready for the next phase, your own season will be gone. So robots are coming. Robots are taking over. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. How ready are you for the disruption? How ready are you to develop yourself? Don't take things for granted. 16 million children are added in 2 years. How many will be added in the next few years alone in Nigeria? Get ready. Sleeping. The Bible says in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 5. Please show me there. Verse 5. The Bible says the evening and the morning were the first day. Now verse 8. The Bible says the evening and the morning were the second day. You will now see in verse 13. The evening and the morning were the third day. You will see verse 19. The evening and the morning were the fourth day. You see verse 23, the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Verse 31, the evening and the morning were the sixth day. You will never read in the Bible that the morning and the evening. You will read the evening and the morning. Productivity starts at night. Implementation is in the daytime. While men were sleeping, transactions were going on. A little sleep, a little slumber. So shall poverty attack you like an armed man. So God was productive at night. God was walking. He will remove his kaftan and wear his jeans, his Timberland boots, fold it up, and begin to set all the firmaments, every single thing in place. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8. The Bible says that a day before the Lord is as 1,000 years. A day before the Lord is as 1,000 years. So when you hear a day, it's actually 1,000 years. And if he did it for 6 days, take it from me, like 6,000 years, day and night, God was working. So when you come and tell me that you want to go and live after 3 months, I know there's something wrong with your medulla oblongata. Genesis chapter 2 verse 2. The Bible says, and God rested after he has finished. You are not permitted to rest until you have finished. Because in life there is a cycle. Between the ages of 0 to 6 are foundation, are innocent years. A child of 5 years or 6 years old go run naked for road up and down. Nobody said that. You don't care. Once you get to 7 to 12 years old, it's a foundation year. You begin to learn how to speak your language, begin to communicate, begin to speak English, begin to do anything.
All right. We are right here and back. Now, this is the last session for tonight. And if you're excited with me, can you put that in the comment section? Put it up in the comment section if you're excited, if you've gained so much value tonight. And the value is not just audio value. These are real-time value. And with that, we are going to be welcoming one great person, and I will be reading her profile. Ambassador Dr. Mrs. Unyime Ivy King is a multifaceted leader, entrepreneur, and change maker with a profound impact across various domains. As co-founder and chairman of the Protection Plus Services Limited, she has demonstrated leadership skills, steering the company towards continued success despite her profound loss. She holds a degree in English from the University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, with certifications in media enterprise and advanced writing and reporting skills from the Pan-Atlantic University's School of Media and Communications, Women Leadership from Plan USA. Additionally, she holds a screenwriting certification from the Royal Arts Academy, Lagos. She is also certified from Team 4 USA as a Master Marriage Mentorship Relationship Coach, Grief and Loss Counselor, and Mental Health and Addiction Therapist. A prolific writer and esteemed conference speaker, Ambassador Unyime Ivy King has written for notable media outlets including Vanguard Newspapers, Security and Safety Magazine, and CW Magazine. Her debut novel, Burning Heart, addresses dysfunctional relationships and family issues. Ambassador Unyime Ivy King's passion for social impact has earned her numerous awards both in and outside the country, include Eminent Ambassador of Peace Award, Ambassador Nigerian Army School of Public Relations Institute, Best Couple Achievers Award, Kwame Nkrumah Pan-African Meritorious Award, Life Changers Award, Wise Women Award, Miles Leadership Lifetime Achievement Award, 100 Leading Women Awards in the Focus Africa series at Casablanca, Morocco, honorary doctorates from SK University, nominations, Moms in Community Award. She is the founder of the Save Our Women and Girls Foundation, which empowers young girls and women through entrepreneurial skills. She has also established the Girls Leadership and Mentorship Club and the Girls Corner online mentoring group. A dedicated mother of four, Ambassador Oyime Ivy King engages with her audience through various social media platforms, sharing her insights on family and relationship dynamics. Her unwavering commitment to empowering women, nurturing future leaders, and fostering positive change in a testament to her dedication to creating a brighter future for all. Her passion for family, writing, and social impact has made her a true change agent and inspiration to many through her service in various capacities at her church, including the Family Life Department and Social Media Management team. She has demonstrated her leadership to inspire and lead others towards positive change. Her tireless efforts to make a difference in the lives of those around her have left a lasting impact, solidifying her position as a true leader and change agent in her community. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Ambassador Mrs. Unyime Ivy King. A big welcome to you, mommy. Big welcome to you. We're so glad to have
Thank,
you now.
thank you very much, Pauline. It's such an honor to be here tonight. Thank you. Okay, good evening, everybody. And thank you for joining me and the rest of the Ubon King Foundation ambassadors tonight. You would agree with me that the previous speakers brought in a lot of fire and insight into the room. If you agree with what I've just said, let me see your emojis in the comment section. Let me see, keep them coming, keep them coming. I hope that you gathered a lot of nuggets tonight because we are here for serious business. Thank you, everybody that has dedicated the time and the data to join in tonight. Some people could be wondering what connects business with family. And my role here tonight is simply to connect the dots. If for any reason you're telling yourself that you do not have family, maybe your parents died, maybe you were disowned, or whatever excuse you give yourself, I want you to remember tonight as I speak that family is not always blood. Find communities if you do not have biological family. Find communities that and support systems that you can key into to get the necessary foundations. Now, I'm a businesswoman, but I love to talk about family. Why? Because God has impressed upon me the importance of family in the scheme of things. When we raise individuals with strong character, it is crucial, it's important for creating a better future. And it begins at home. It is the family that creates the labor force that we have in the society. The family gives us the roots and the launching pad and also the wings to fly. So family plays a very important role. Now, the majority of business professionals eventually get married, no matter how high up there you are in the business world. At some point, business professionals get married and they have children, which creates the task of achieving a significant integration of family life and career. And it sometimes it looks as if it is very tough to sustain a high level of involvement in both your career and your family. But it is possible to do this. Family has a very significant influence and impact on an individual's career in different ways. Your values, your attitudes, your expectations regarding work-life balance, as well as your occupational choice can be influenced by your family of origin. Now, in households where parents and guardians are engaged and supportive, it is research shows that when parents are involved in the lives of their children, the children record significant success in school, they stay the course in school, and they graduate with high grades. This has been proven by research. When you're invested in your work and your personal and professional life begins to blend together, this begins to have an impact on the things that you do. Now, this isn't necessarily, is not a bad thing. They work and life integration. It's not a bad thing. It can lead to so many things. It can lead to the development of great friendships with your colleagues at work. It can give you a sense of fulfillment in your everyday life, and it can a dedication that will help lead you to success. All these personal factors lead you to one outcome, that success in whatever field that you have chosen to major in. Now, when major life events, like maybe you have negative emotions and any other thing that acts as a stressor to you, when it comes into play in your life, it affects your productivity, and even more, it adds a lot of stress to your circumstance. So it's important for us to understand how our personal lives affect our work life so that we can take care of both. Now, to help you out here, there are a few things that can impact your work life, and you should be able to deal with them, because if you don't deal with them, it will affect you in the workplace. Now, these things, whether they are good or bad, like major life events, they change a lot of things about your life. If you're dealing with a move, for instance, maybe you're moving from one geographical location to the other, or you're dealing with a pregnancy, or you're dealing with death in the family like I did, or any other major change, it's going to take a lot of emotional and mental energy, and this is eventually going to bleed into your work life. It's going to bleed into the things that you do at work, whether you feel like sharing these things that you're going through with your co-workers or not. So personal challenges, like if you're going through a divorce, for instance, also, or family issues, can significantly impact your emotional well-being, and it will affect your ability to focus and perform at work. So stress and emotional strain from all these issues that I've listed here can lead to decreased concentration, decreased motivation, and overall it affects your productivity. So the family plays an important role, because by raising children who have values, who have moral principles, who have what it takes, imputing the right values into your children, this can help to play a very significant role in shaping the next generation of leaders and change makers. Now, as we navigate the demands of our personal and professional life, it's so easy for us to overlook this very important truth. And this is what I am emphasizing here on the call. It's so easy for us to overlook the fact that family life has a lot to do with our career success. But what if I told you that the two are not mutually exclusive? In fact, a successful family life is the foundation on which a successful work life is built. For instance, let's look at Ubon King. He set targets, he made projections for the future, and he disciplined himself to stay the course because he worked on his character. Ubon King did not only succeed at home, he also succeeded in the office. And in fact, it was the home that laid the foundation for his success in public life. It was the home that laid the foundation and paved the way for success in public life. So when we cultivate a nurturing and supportive environment at home, what happens? The resultant effect is that we become more productive, we become more motivated, and we become more resilient in our professional pursuits. So today, part of the thing that I want to emphasize to us is how a thriving family can propel us, a thriving family life can propel us towards success in the workplace. And also, maybe during the Q&A, we'll look at the strategies for integrating our personal and professional lives in a way that benefits both. So let's look at some of these factors, some of these foundations that we can lay for a successful work life. What are some of these home foundations? And I'll quickly go through them because I have limited timing. When there's stability and when there's routine. Now, a stable home life provides you with a sense of routine, and it will spill over into your professional life, and this will foster discipline, it will foster productivity. Because if you go home and there's a lot of chaotic situations in the home, it is definitely going to affect the way you show up at work. And also the emotional support that a family gives. A supportive family environment will boost your mental well-being. It will boost your confidence. It will boost your resilience and also help you to be able to tackle essential challenges. Like what happened when I faced the loss of Ubon King. What helped me a great deal in that season was the support system from the family. That also helped me over time to be able to tell myself that, look, I can do it. I do not need to go down because of what has happened. And the family also provides the value and the principles that we need. The home instills values in the individual, like integrity. We could have those family values that we do not cut corners to win. We exhibit integrity in the public because we have learnt it at home, and also responsibilities. So these are the values which guide our professional decisions and our behavior. And also time management, because when balancing family responsibilities teaches us effective time management. It teaches us how to prioritize. It teaches us organization skills. It helps us to benefit from the work life, because when these things are learned in the home environment and we take it out into the work environment, we go there and we excel. And also, one of the things that family creates for us is community. It creates community, it creates network. So a strong family network will provide a strong support system, and this will potentially lead to valuable professional connections and a sense of community. And then also personal growth, because a nurturing home environment encourages personal growth in an individual. It encourages self-reflection, it encourages self-care, and this will translate to professional development and self-improvement. So we cannot underestimate the place of the family in how we succeed in our career. And I want to repeat again, it is a home that trains the labor force of the society. Everybody that you see out there came from a home, whether they presently have their parents alive or whether they presently have had to move away from their family. They had their roots and foundation in a family. That was the starting point of everything. So it's a family that trains the workforce, trains the people that we see out there in different sectors. Because a lot of times when people misbehave in public office, when people have leadership responsibilities and they are misbehaving, it tells a lot. It tells a lot in terms of the kind of values that they have imbibed in the course of growing up. So the home or the family plays this vital role in training and shaping the future labor force of society. So there are a lot of different factors that influences the development of this labor force. So it is in the home that you learn the values and the work ethics that you take out there. The home instills values like hard work, values like discipline, values like responsibility. All these are essential if you must succeed in the workplace. And also skills development. Parents teach children different skills like problem solving, like communication, like teamwork. When you have a sibling who is upsetting you, when you have a sibling who does not quite fit in with what you want to do, and you have to find a way around that. And in the process, you may not realize it, but skills are being developed, which can be transferable to the workplace. You transfer these skills. And then, of course, the skills of education and learning. The home environment encourages learning, it encourages education, it lays the foundation for future career pursuits. I remember my own home environment growing up. I grew up in a home where my parents encouraged us to read a lot. I remember my dad would take us to the library. He would go and drop us there. I love to use the word dump. He would dump us there in the library and we read. He exposed us to the classics. He exposed us to a lot. And this really helped in shaping the adults that we grew up to become. And then the home is a place of socialization and is also where you learn your interpersonal skills, your emotional intelligence and well-being. And it's also where you learn role modeling, because when you see what your parents or the adults in the family are doing, you model after that. And also provides career guidance and support. I'll stop here briefly until we get into the question and answer session. But I want to say in summary that the home lays the foundation for the future labor force by nurturing skills, values, character traits that are essential for success in the workplace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mrs. Yime Ivy King. Sincerely, like I said at the beginning, in fact, that was even tallying with what you said, because the home is where the workforce of the society is being trained. Because everybody comes from a home, whether it was a single mother or a single father or whatever, we all come from a home, and whatever skills or whatever character traits that we exhibit at our workplace was as a result of our upbringing most of the times, and we all get to learn as we grow. And so it's important that we ourselves that are still, coming up in the parental ministry, I will call that the parental ministry because it is actually a ministry. And I can tell you that with all this, there are key points that I just picked out from this. And one of the key points is that the family life has a nurturing and supportive, environment at home. Most of the times we get to forget these things. And the second thing I want us to understand is also family isn't always blood. Yes, I should make us understand that it is the people who are there for you. Most of the times, they are even closer than your blood, but they are always there. Communities that support you, communities that keep you going, communities that keep all the efforts to just keep you on top of your game at every single time. So thank you so much, mommy, for that brief session. We'll still get back to you for the question and answer session. So we are going right into the question and answer session for our speakers. And the first person I will be, asking questions is Ambassador Bolaji Babalola. If you are here, we would want to just ask you just one or two questions before we commence. Because one of the major things that we have come to understand is, even as a business owner or even as someone who runs a business, most of the times people are scared, when they say, the market is saturated. The market, I'm directing this question to Ambassador Bolaji. So people say the market is saturated, there are too many people, it's crowded. Now, how do people differentiate their businesses? A lot of people are solving problems, right? But how can people differentiate my business? How can I put my business in such a way that I can be differentiated? Like, people can always see the uniqueness in me, especially when it comes to being in business and as a business owner. So if we have Pastor Bolaji, can you hear me, please? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Did you hear the question?
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, I missed the question. Sorry.
Okay, the question is this. What are the strategies? What are the things I can do to differentiate my business in, a crowded market or saturated market? Because people say a lot of things like the business is too crowded, it's saturated, a lot of people are doing it, but there's how do we differentiate? How can someone, if I'm going to go into a particular business, how can I differentiate myself even in the marketplace?
All right, thank you. I'm going to talk about two or three things. Number one, I'll start from where Ambassador Mark Idia used to say. He would say the most hard is the most seen is the most remembered. Yeah, the most seen is the most remembered. I know Mr. Mark says that a lot, right? Now, this is the point. If you want people to see you, you have to be in their faces. Dr. Obon King will tell us that we need to blow our trumpet. We need to make that noise. If you don't make that noise, people will not know you are there. I had a story several years ago of a man that was working, and there were like hundreds of people working on the field. Then he walked up to a mentor, and he said to that mentor that, "What can I do to be noticed?" And the mentor said, "Everybody wears a red cap. When they are working, they have red helmets on. He said, but for you, if you want to be noticed, wear a yellow helmet, which means you can be hardworking, but because you are wearing red, nobody will see you in the midst of thousands of people wearing red. So you are hardworking, but nobody will see. But if you are wearing yellow, the moment you are here, somebody can see you are here. You are there, somebody can see you are there. You are here, somebody can see you are there. So if you want to be known in the midst of the crowd, you have to be different. That's just it. You have to be different. If you are not different, and you know we live in a world where if you want to be known, you have to be on either of the extremes. You have to be extremely good or you have to be extremely mad. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yes, either you're extremely good or you're extremely mad. If you are not, you might just be in the middle and people will not know you're there. So it's very, very important that as entrepreneurs, we know that we must put effort into our branding. We must put effort into being seen. We must make that noise. If you don't make the noise, people will not hear you, right? I don't know if you can hear me. Am I audible enough?
Yes, we can hear you loud and
We
clear.
can hear
Thank
you.
you. And the second thing I would like to say is do not compromise quality. No matter how broke people are, they still identify quality, right? You can deceive people the first time if you give them substandard product. The first time they can be deceived, but they won't come back. But if you give them quality, they will always come back. They will go to any length to make sure that they get that satisfaction. So because of time, let me just stay on those 2 points. It's very important. Do it well and
All
make
right.
noise about it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was actually leading me back into one of the second questions I wanted to ask you, which has to do with building a loyal customer base. Many business persons are actually struggling with, customers going from one place to another. Some persons being, placing unrealistic expectation on business owners, telling them, something like, this person can offer it cheap, this person can offer it is more affordable, this one can offer it this. Most of the times that is what we get to see even as business owners. And that will be all that will be asking. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor Bolaji, for that brief explanation. So my next question will be going to Dr. Mark Idahi. When you talk about politics, a lot of people, especially young persons, we tend to ask ourselves, where do I even start from? Like, where do I start from? I know I have something in me. I know there is more to me than the eyes can see. But how can I start? So I want to ask this question. You know, how do I build a support, like a support network of people who can, assist me climb even in the if I want to join politics? How do I build that network of both mentors, peers, and allies to actually support my political journey, even in politics?
All right, thank you so very much. It all begins. It ought to begin with you having interest. You have to have interest. I think one of the things that has truly worked against young people is that toga that we have given to politics, which I hinted on earlier, which is politics is dirty. So more young people need to become interested in politics. You see, God himself is a politician. David was a big time politician. So young people need to become very, very interested in politics. So you ask me, how can I begin to get involved? How can I start, becoming involved in the process? First of all, do you know that you can be a political? I am not partisan. Because of the things that I do, I'm not able to say I belong to this XYZ party. I am not partisan because I want to be able to speak to authority without anybody saying I'm taking this or that. But that said, as young people, that's me. But as young people, because I've already taken my stand based on the things that I do as a voice, like I said. So as young people, you need to find out who are those people that truly inspires you. Because if you want to become a politician, for instance, like I said, truly we don't need more politicians, we need more leaders in politics. So who are the people? Who are the people you have looked at and you are truly inspired by how they have led and how they have governed and the role they have played in leadership and politics in quotes now? So who are the people that you want to be able to pattern your life after? Once you're able to identify those people, you need to follow them. You don't necessarily have to have a one-on-one with these people. They are on platform, they are on social media. Can you just become interested in following their conversation, becoming interested? Now you can be a part. That's one. Then secondly, you need to look for programs and activities that can actually help to, build your curiosity, your interest in politics. If you just go right now, conferences in Nigeria that are, related to politics, conversation on politics and the likes, I tell you, you're going to have a lot of them. So become interested, attend those forums, attend conferences where political discussions are being had. Find out about cohorts, boot camps, conferences, masterclass on leadership. Become armed, become someone who is equipped with the requisite knowledge, information base that you need, so that when the time comes for you to make that pitch your tent, as it were, you are ready for it. That's where it has to start. Nurture your interest. Have an interest for it. Don't become indifferent, like I said earlier. Don't become someone who doesn't care about what happens. Because let me tell you something. Whether you're a janitor, whether you're a CEO, no matter who you are, the politics that is being churned out with somehow or another affects you one way or the other. The foil, look at the foil. You have to take everything like John Maxwell would say, rises and falls on leadership. So you can no longer sit on the fence. You have to be interested. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Just one more question from that. In being interested, I understand the law of attraction, because when you start gaining interest in something, you start attracting people of like minds. You be in places where you are relevant, where you are highly placed, where your skills are required, and all the rest. So now, being able to come up with those strategies, especially being getting those network of people in like-minded individuals. There is one more thing that a lot of people actually think about. So just to outline what you have stated before, what are the skills, what are the specific skills one can actually acquire to become an effective leader? Because when you said something about the politics being leadership, leadership, not leaders should be in politics instead of
Yes,
the
politics.
other way. So now, when you are being an effective leader in politics, what are the specific skills, especially for the political scene? What are the specific skills that one should acquire to become, an effective leader in politics and even in the
Thank you.
personal community?
Thank you. I love this question, pinpointing it and zeroing it down to this. Now, effective leader is a combination of soft skill and technical skill. As someone that aspires for leadership position, as someone who desires to be there as a leader, you have to understand people management. You have to have empathy. You have to be someone who is very passionate and genuinely passionate about the people that you choose to serve. That is very important. You have to have a strong emotional intelligence, you see, because you are relating with people. You want to feel the pulse of the people. You want to be answerable and be accountable to the people. Hence, you have to develop that as a skill, emotional intelligence. You have to have that going as someone that aspires to be a leader and a role model. Very, very critical. Now, I wrote down something here, some important skill. Now, that also includes communication skill. You have to be someone that is an active listener. You have to be able to listen. You have to be able to develop that skill. is a skill actually, because people just communication is actually a two-way street. The two-street thing. You can't just speak and speak, and you are not patient to listen to what people have to say. So you need to develop yourself to be able to listen to people. Only then, because you are to serve. You are called to serve. When people have leadership responsibility, it is because they trust you that you will be able to listen to them at every given time. That is very important. Then, as a leader, you also have to be very adaptable. You see, you have to be able to master the art of adaptability. Very, very important as well. You have to be creative, like I said. And these, just the few ones I would like to mention here for the want of time, is very critical as someone that aspires to be a leader, to be armed with this skill so that you can make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because, I remembered as you were speaking, I remembered something. I went for a gathering and some persons were asked, "What do you do for a living?" Someone said, "I'm a politician." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? Who are you, a politician? Is that your occupation?" And a lot of people have that mindset that, going into government to get the money, to get the bag, to secure the bag, which is a wrong mindset. And building our mindset before even venturing or indicating our interest in politics is very, very important. And building those soft and technical skills too. So once again, we are in The Future Is Now, which is the Ubon King Foundation virtual hangout, and the theme being raising everyday leaders to impact their world in career and employability. Having said that, Mr. David, you'll be the next person I'll be asking, some questions. Thank you so much, Dr. King, for that explanation with the questions. And so, Mr. David, when it comes to career and employability, the truth is this: the rate of unemployment is like rising. It is crazy at this point. But I want to ask, how do I, even if I have all the skills, as we have been told, you go to Coursera, you go to Udemy, get all this, both soft skills and all. How do I position myself? It's not about getting all the courses, studying them, being good theoretically. How do I position myself to be successful in the job market and to key into and get those quality jobs? What are the things I should do in order to position myself to be successful in those fields? Mr. David, please.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that fantastic question. Okay, to start with, the other thing I was talking about, we are no longer in the labor market, we are in the skill economy. Now, for you to be well positioned, number one, the first thing you need to do is have a good CV. Build a CV, at least a track record of what you have done before. And if at all you don't have any experience at all, you can volunteer. There are rooms, there are opportunities for you to volunteer and work for a company, or you go for an internship role. So before you even do that, you need to check yourself. Which area of industry caught my interest? I mean, you have to have a specific industry that you are looking forward to. So you have to ask yourself, what are the in-demand skills? Now, soft skill is something that is something that is fundamental for everybody. Now, what are the in-demand skills? I'm talking about the technical skills. Now, what are the technical skills I need to know? You need to know that can get you the job done that you need to be able to apply for that job and go to get it. You need to list all those things down. Now, how can you know those skills? Now, when you see anytime you see a job opportunity, you're going to see the requirements. Now, read through those requirements and ask yourself, can I do this thing? Do I have all these skills? If you don't have it, then go and learn it. Now, you are talking about positioning. You see, we are in the age of social media. And everybody knows when we mention a platform for professionals, everybody talks about LinkedIn. Now, the LinkedIn profile, in fact, there was a time I belong to different HR community. Somebody was saying that if I thought a person, a participant submit his or her CV, I will still check the person on LinkedIn. That's to tell you that LinkedIn is a CV for everybody now. Now you have to position yourself, have a good headshot, a good summary. Now, for that bio, you need to write what you can actually do. Don't just put anything there. Oh, so just put the things you can do in that particular place. Now, another thing is, see, in this age we have, there's something we call the gig economy. Now, it's what also means at the freelancing. You can do freelancing maybe for a particular company. You can apply to maybe I want to work part time with you. When you have a job, I get it done, you give me my money and I go. So those who are into freelancing, they can work for different companies as long as you can deliver the job. Now, to be well positioned in your field as a career professional, technical skills and soft skills, you need to balance them together. See, if you're a technical person, focus more on technical, you may not really grow. You will grow your career, but when it comes to leadership ladder, they will go for someone that has the technical skill and the soft skill because you are leading people. You have to communicate, you have to have the leadership, that empathy, you have to embrace all these soft skills. They are there. So, what is important for you to be pushing for success is please belong to a community. You cannot do it alone. See, every day, like I said earlier, I belong to different social communities. I see people coming there. They say, "Oh, please, I need this," and they get help. So you need to belong to a community. For you to grow faster, you need to belong to a community. Another thing is get a mentor. Now, for you to get a mentor, you have to serve. You have to go to the mindset, I want to serve this particular person. So if that means how can you serve? You have to serve with your skills. What you have, what do you have on the table to offer? So when you come to the table, offer something. That's how you can grow too. And then also volunteer. Please volunteer. See, volunteer will open door. Now, I came into Bunking Foundation. I came as a volunteer. Today I'm an ambassador. So I don't know tomorrow, maybe ambassador of the committee school will upgrade my ambassadorship to something else. Anyway, so the point is, please volunteer. So because when you volunteer, you're going to meet people and then you are going to serve with your skill. So through that means, see, there are jobs. My current job, I did not apply. Yeah, I did not apply because when people see that you can do this thing, they will say, "Oh, I have this something for you." That is how you can grow. So to position yourself for success, please learn from your mistake. You will make mistake in the journey, but know that it's the journey, and then keep building yourself. Keep building yourself, and please be careful of what you post online. Career professionals, you have seen it. I don't want to give stories of people what they post few years ago is affecting them their current job and they were sacked. So please be very careful what you post. In fact, some companies they put it in their job. When you get that job, they put it. Be very careful of what you are representing the brand online. So be very careful of what you see online about yourself, even about your company too. Even if what they did in your previous complaint is bad or they treat you, never say it online. Do not say it like they do say. They don't forget online. They will bring back the tweet back for you or your LinkedIn post. So be very careful because on your ladder of success, people they want to check what you have done before. So you have to be very intentional what you do with your personal branding. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I can tell you I'm a testament of so many things that have happened to me as a result of volunteering. It has opened doors for me. In fact, this will be the first family that will be listening or that will be hearing this news from me. I am oh, do I release it? Maybe let me wait. Let me just keep the secret a little, then I'll release it. But it's all about volunteering. Thank you so much, Mr. David, because that oh, I wish I can state everything that has happened to me as a result of volunteering. The open doors, the opportunities, the people, the access to key people, to quality persons. I can't keep listening. It goes on and on and on. And that's a very amazing way to position yourself, even in today's society, for a career and employability. Thank you so much, Mr. David. And so my next question goes to Mommy King. When it comes to parenting, when it comes to growing a family, well, I don't have I have a family, and we have our values. Each family has its own values, right? Which are actually stated by or rather defined by the mother and the father. Now, when it comes to raising children or building a home that should stand out even in the society, what are the things, what are the strategies you can use to create that supporting and nurturing home and environment that encourages our children to develop their talents and skills? I know a lot of, let me just
Okay.
explain this question a little. I know a lot
Yeah.
of, there was a post on Twitter, I think by Solomon Bucci or something, that stated that the primary school education and the secondary school education has more impact in a child's life than even the university. Many people argued that, many people said no, many people said yes, but there were some key things I picked out from that post, which is as a result of the child still has, this, the growth, the brain is still forming, is still at a formative stage, and it's important that whatever that is exposed to that child at that stage should be of great quality. So that's
Yeah.
just my own mindset. So, but please, can you tell us what are the strategies you've used and that has worked for you that you can use to create, a supporting and nurturing home environment?
Okay. Thank you very much, Pauline, for that question. Is very crucial, and the primary school is like a foundation. Whatever, I'm very big on foundation because when you lay a right foundation, you can build on it and it would be sustainable. So it's very important the foundations that we put into our children. So when it comes to creating a supportive and nurturing home environment, it is very crucial because it fosters a child's growth and development. And also, some of the key strategies that I have used personally is in positive reinforcement. As a parent, I praise my children a lot. I emphasize and emphasize the positives and downplay the negatives. So I encourage them. I offer them praise and support. I celebrate their achievements. And if anybody knows me online or anybody who is on my WhatsApp, if you check my WhatsApp, I am always, most of the time, I'm always posting the children, encouraging them in one way or the other. If it is their birthday, I make it a big deal. If it is an academic achievement that they've done, I make it a big deal. And we downplay the failures. Yes, failure is a whole part of it. There will be times that the children will fail. And I've had that scenario where I'll use an example. When my daughter first moved abroad, of course, adjusting to the school system there was kind of challenging initially for her. And she was having challenges in her studies. And honestly, at some point, it looked as if it was going to affect her psyche because she felt that she was a failure. And I remember I spent so much time reinforcing her confidence, telling her that she has everything that it takes to be able to succeed. I connected with some people who are like educational consultants and friends who understand that system, and I got them to talk to her. And as I speak to you, she finally settled in and she began to excel. And in fact, when I see her results now, I can't even compare it to what she was doing when she was here in Nigeria. So those are some of the things when I make the children understand that look, failure is an important ingredient for success. So if they start fretting that, oh, maybe we didn't do too well and all of that, we don't make it. I've heard of families that when the child fails, they will either beat the child or they'll start abusing the child and comparing the child. That doesn't happen in my home. The children know that there's a safe place. I create a safe environment where they can be human beings, because as a human being, sometimes you will fail. So the children know that even if we fail, we can try again. I let them know that success can be achieved even if you have failed before. So I create that safe place where they feel themselves, where they can be confident to try again. And then some of the things that I also do again is to provide them with access to the necessary resources and equipment. If maybe they need like a laptop or something to be able to do the things that they do. The equipment that they need to help them develop their skills, I make sure that that is available for them to be able to work, because when they have the right tools and equipment, it also impacts on their productivity as individuals. And then I also give them time and attention. No matter how busy, no matter how involved outside I am, I always create time for the children. The children know that once there is something important that needs to be discussed, I will drop everything and I'll pay attention and I'll listen to them so that I can advise. So I spend quality time with them. I get involved in their activities. I try as much as possible, because one of the things that my parents did for me was they never missed my school activities. So I ensure I go all out to ensure that as much as possible, I'm there for their school activities personally. And if it gets to a point where I know that it's impossible for me to make it, I ensure that I send a family member, somebody who is family, to be there. And they know that the person is representing me. They see my heart, they see my hands, even though I'm not there physically. And then also, some of the things that I've also done for my children intentionally is introducing them to role models. When it's maybe like, I don't want to be specific in this example, when some things are trending online that I know go against our family values, I ensure that I put my children, we have a WhatsApp group. The children and I have a WhatsApp group where we throw ideas at each other, where we discuss, where we even argue. I make them free to argue with me, because this was the liberty that my dad gave to us. My dad made it okay for us to question him. If we would sit, we'll have arguments, we'll martial out, no insulting, but we'll talk about things in an atmosphere of respect. So the children know that know what our family values are. That one is also very important, because what we used to do when Ubon King was alive, and even after he had gone home to be with the Lord, I ensured that that tradition continued. We come together every single day if I'm around, and every morning the children come into my room, we sit down, we read a devotional, we talk about issues. So that affords me an opportunity. If there's something strange that they have heard, it will come into that conversation, and will put me in a position to be able to say, this is this, this is that. And then, of course, my oldest are teenagers. My oldest now is in her 20s. So how I related, how I discipline will not be the same way anymore. I'm not going to treat her like a child anymore. I'm not going to treat her like somebody who doesn't have a mind of her own. So in this stage of that relationship, we talk and we marshal out points. If she has something that she really needs to put across, I encourage her to speak her mind, and we reason it out together. We reason together. If it is something that is okay to go ahead, she goes ahead. Like something happened recently, and when I spoke to her, I told her that, look, this particular course of action that you're taking, I'm not okay with it. This and this and this is why I'm not okay with it. And she looked at it and she said to me, Mommy, I thought about it too, but I just wasn't sure. And she quickly corrected herself. So in that way, it helps with nurturing that environment where they can thrive. And then also, I set goals and challenges. We can help our children to set achievable goals and challenges, and this will foster a sense of accomplishment and motivation for them. Like, if the goal is, okay, this particular exam, I'm preparing for this particular exam, and the goal is, okay, this is what I want to achieve, then I encourage and I push towards that. And I'm always a supportive audience to my children. They know, like I've said before, I attend their school events. I'm there. I show them practically in words and in this that I value what they do. I value their efforts, and I value the progress that they're making. And collaboration with schools is very important, because it's not just enough to go and dump your child in a school. I strongly believe that the school and the home are partners in the development of a child. So when you take your child into a school, you also have to be involved in what is happening in the activities of that school. Get to know the They like schools have open day. That's an opportunity for you to interact with your child's teacher, to be able to know your child's progress, know your child's challenges. So if there's an open day and maybe you've never attended, how are you going to know what is up with your child academically? So when they come back, it will also help you, because by the time they come back with a final result at the end of the term, you'll be able to understand that this is where we're heading to all this while. So those are some of the things that I've done. And also I've made home life fun, because remember, the journey has to be enjoyable for the child, engaging. Children easily get bored. They easily get bored. So I allow them to find joy in their passion and their talent. So we create activities in the home, and we make it fun. We make the place a fun. We do different kinds of activities, because I'm always posting these things on my WhatsApp status, and they look forward to it. They look forward to these activities. So those are some of the things that I've been able to do to be able to create that supportive and nurturing home environment for the children. And of course, I encourage exploration. I provide opportunities for them to try different activities, different hobbies over the course of time. As we train, like when we're actively training in the Save Our Women and Girls Foundation, even in the Ubonking Foundation, I always ensure that I get the children involved, so they explore the training, the skills training that we have done, all of that. I push my children into it, so they get involved. So this helps to create that environment for them to thrive and keep thriving. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for me. This, like I said, sincerely, this is a masterclass, because these action steps, they are practicable. There are things that have worked over time, no matter how much you want to put it. When it comes to usage of words in a family, when it comes to respect, when it comes to, creating that environment where children can express themselves and have the ability to also get responses, not lording it over them. There was
Yeah,
let me just use the scripture in I think Psalm 127 that says, children are like arrows in the
yeah,
hands of a warrior. And so arrows, they don't usually stay there so long. They are being shot out into different spheres, different
yeah,
societies, different circles, and it's for them to also go in there and do exploits. So these strategies are workable. Sincerely, I can tell you that whatever things that we've gotten tonight, it's more than a masterclass for me. I
yeah.
can tell you it's way more than a masterclass. So I want to say a big thank you to you for that exposition. It was really an exposition. And with that, I will be rounding off my hosting session. It was an amazing session for each and every. In fact, for me personally, and because of this, I am still going to listen to this session again. Thank you so much, and I'll be handing over to Mr. Paul Ayeni for the votes of thanks.
Wow, wow, wow. I am lost of words actually. This session has been amazing, like back to back to back to back. From the onset, Mr. David came in and it blew our minds down to Pastor Bolaji, down to Pastor Mark, and then mommy came and then she crowned it up. Wow, wow. A big thank you to all our speakers. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you for bearing your mind. Thank you for saying it as it is. We really can appreciate you enough. And a big thank you to everyone listening, everyone that's come to get knowledge. I'm sure that this has been beyond your bargain. Like you never expected it, you never saw it this way, and it has been amazing. Thank you so much. And of course, which platform are we on? The Obon King Foundation platform. A big thank you to the UKF Foundation for making this available, for making this possible. Lives are being changed. Trust me, because my life has been changed even to the foundation. Yes, lives have been changed. Tonight's session is a must watch. Peradventure you were here from the beginning, I would implore you to actually take some time to actually go back to the YouTube page and watch again, because definitely there's something you would get again even when you go back to watch. Thank you so very much. Till we come by you again. God bless you.
All right, one more thing. Do well to follow the Ubon King Foundation on all social media platforms on our YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us on all social media platforms as you are listening to us, because we keep sharing value to the world. And until we come your way again, my name is Dikachi Paulin, and this is me signing out saying a big thank you to you and a big thank you to every one of our speakers for joining us tonight. So with that, we will call that and wrap it up as a night, because in Uber King Foundation, we win every day. We win every day. Thank you so much, and do have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Get ready, get ready,
Bye.
get ready, get ready, get ready.
God
Why am I
bless
saying
you
get
all.
ready? Take, for instance, that you have this number of children were born in 2018. This number of children will be born in 2019. The number of children that will be